Mesopotamia, birthplace of civilization, Sumerians and Babylonians, c. 3000 BCE. Welcome to Mesopotamia, the world's first civilization, where cities rose, writing was born, and human history truly began. Located between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, modern-day Iraq, this fertile region gave rise to the Sumerians and later the Babylonians, two powerful cultures that changed the course of human development. The first cities, Sumerian brilliance. Around 3500-3000 BC, the Sumerians built the world's earliest cities. These weren't just settlements, they were centers of politics, religion, economy, and culture. Famous Sumerian cities: Uruk, possibly the world's first true city, Ur-Eridu-Lagashnipur. Uruk alone may have housed 50,000 people with organized streets, markets, homes, and grand temples. The city was surrounded by walls and canals, showing impressive urban planning. Each city-state was independent, ruled by its own king and devoted to its patron deity. At the heart stood the Ziggurat, a stepped temple built to reach the gods in heaven. Cuneiform, the first writing system. Around 3200 BCE, the Sumerians invented cuneiform, the first system of writing in human history. Using a reed stylus, they etched wedge-shaped symbols onto clay tablets, originally used for counting goods, recording harvests, trade transactions. Later, it evolved into a tool for law, religion, literature, history. One of the greatest literary works of all time, the Epic of Gilgamesh, comes from Sumer. It tells the story of a powerful king's quest for immortality and offers insight into early human beliefs, religion, kings, and society. Mesopotamians were polytheistic, believing in many gods and goddesses. Every aspect of life, from farming to war, was seen as influenced by divine powers. Main deities included Anu, sky god; Enlil, god of air and storms; Inanna, goddess of love and war; Enki, god of wisdom and water. Society was deeply religious. Priests and priestesses held great power, controlling temples, rituals, and temple-owned lands. Kings ruled as earthly representatives of the gods, blending religious and political authority. Social hierarchy: 1. Kings and nobles; 2. Priests and scribes; 3. Merchants and craftsmen; 4. Farmers and laborers; 5. Slaves, often war captives or debtors. The Babylonians and the Code of Hammurabi. By around 1900 BCE, the Babylonians rose to dominance in central Mesopotamia. They inherited much from Sumerians but added their own strengths, especially in law and administration. The most famous Babylonian ruler, King Hammurabi, reigned c. 79 to 1750 BCE, created the Code of Hammurabi, one of the first legal codes in the world. Written in stone, it listed 282 laws covering marriage and family, property and trade, crime and punishment. The principle, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, though punishments differed by social class. This marked a major step toward organized justice and governance. Inventions and achievements: Mesopotamians were highly innovative. Their inventions laid the foundation for modern life. Major innovations: the wheel revolutionized transport and pottery. The plow boosted farming productivity. Irrigation systems enabled large-scale agriculture. Sailboats opened trade across rivers and seas. Mathematics, astronomy used the base 60 system, still used today in time and angles. Developed early geometry and algebra, mapped stars and created lunar calendars. Predicted eclipses and planetary movements. They also built with mud bricks, designed arches and domes, and created advanced metal tools and pottery techniques. The trade and economy. Mesopotamia had a flourishing economy based on farming, barley, dates, wheat; animal husbandry, sheep, goats; crafts, weaving, pottery, jewelry; trade with distant lands like India, Indus Valley, Egypt, and Anatolia. Surplus goods were exchanged for copper, tin, and gold, timber, and precious stones. This trade made Mesopotamian cities wealthy, diverse, and globally connected, lasting legacy. Mesopotamia's influence endures in writing and record keeping, urban development and governance, scientific thought and law, religion and myth. It gave us the idea of civilization itself, organized life in cities under law, with writing, culture, and government. Conclusion: Mesopotamia was more than an ancient land, it was the birthplace of ideas that still shape our world today. From the first city-states and laws to writing, trade, and innovation, the Sumerians and Babylonians helped humanity step out of prehistory and into civilization. Mesopotamia proves that even 5,000 years ago, people were building wonders, solving problems, and dreaming big.